Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here onto our time frame, and let's go through the options that we have here, starting from the lows of June 19th or 18th. Since then we have a few different ideas overall. One of them is saying that we have this as a three-way structure into A, then looking for an A, B and C coming down. This structure we've been monitoring for quite some time, but again is still looking one of the worst ones that we got here that we are tracking, especially this structure here, because again we would be expecting a five-way structure since this structure here was labeled as 5. So to get a partner leg here for as a 5-wave, we would have to have a diagonal in there. For this to be happening, we would label this as 3-wave structure into wave 1, and then this whole mess would be a wave 2. However, we have not gotten any kind of acceleration to the downside, so we might need to be just skipping this count for good. Again, the reason why I don't want to be placing wave 3 at these lows is just because the trend line here is already getting cut if we are placing this like so. And on any diagonals that shouldn't be the case. The trend lines, the outer trend lines should be respecting these very well. So that's why I don't really want to do that. Now then we have a few different options. Oyer's counts that originally he had this as a potential A wave, then this as a some kind of wave B coming down, and in here we could have this as an expanded structure coming down. Again, wave C is massive compared to anything else, so that's why it is not that likely of a count. However, it is still valid, so that's why we are looking into it. In this one we would have a double zigzag into a wave 1, zigzag into 2, 3, 4 and 5, completing the C wave here of this ABC, completing the B wave here, and now we would be looking for that C wave. In these smaller time frames, instead of A here, we would have this as a wave 1 instead, once we are looking into that local structure more, so keep that in mind. Then a bit of a modification for this, which alters the higher time frame count completely, having this as this very exact same structure, however not starting the count from here as an A, B, but instead having it start from here as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This would again mean that this would be a start of something new, and in this case we would be looking this as an A wave. Then we would be looking for a B wave here, possibly with some kind of structure like this, or creating a double zigzag here, potentially to get higher. Again, when this is going to be invalidated is at these highs here, as we can't get a structure that is impulsive or motive wave structure that takes out the start of its move. This is still very valid, and yeah, it definitely can be a wave 1, 2 here as well, 3, 4, 5, and then again 3 pullback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 depending on the extension. Again, invalidation at these highs. And of course the invalidation would be at these lows as well, but yeah, you get the point. Then we have this very odd looking structure, in which again still is legal, having this as a 3-way structure into A, 3 waves here, a bit better looking structure, very much more correlated with the size and time between each of the legs, and then we would have this very short and stumpy wave C to end an A wave here. So overall we would have this as an A, B and C, getting right at the 0.618 again, which is minimum we want to see for any 3-way move. So this would be the first leg. Then we would be looking for a second leg downwards, at which this whole structure could be some kind of 3-way structure into W here, 3 ways into X here, and then we would be looking for another 3-way structure downwards for the higher time frame B of minute count. Now the invalidation for this would be around 14.4k, which the way B would retrace more than 1.618 extension or retracement of this A wave here. So yeah, that's the invalidation here. At the moment for this count, again we would be looking for a BC structure here to complete this X wave before again pivoting downwards more for another 3-way move here to complete that B wave. At that point again, depending on where this lands, we can be starting to look for some targets for this possible wave Y and this wave B. Now if for some reason I don't see this being the likeliness count or likeliest count, if we take out however these lows that we currently have, we have basically just one count that we are going for, which is this one, in which again on a bit higher time frame we would have this as an A wave, B wave, and then C wave. 3 waves into A, and then this would be a middle structure, another structure, and then potential 5-way structure here, creating this as that expanded flat for that B wave, and then C wave here. Not the best look, but that's the only thing that I can figure out, where we would have continuation to the downside, where we have a partner leg starting from here with this connector in the middle and getting downwards. Of course, this could be creating some kind of more larger structure in here, but again, comparing it to the size of A here, this fits very well as well. So that's why there is of course a potential that this was a 1, 2, and then creating larger 3, 4, 5 into a possible A wave of that A, B, and C, which would be that partner leg for this structure over here. So those are all the higher time frame structures I can see, which make any kind of sense, that I'm actually willing to track. Of course, there is the bullish count that I did not show you, but I don't think that is very likely at all. Again, the bullish count would be saying that that we are creating, instead of the A wave there, we would have that as A wave 1. I don't see that happening, so yeah, but it's still of course possible. We'll see how it goes. Now in this smaller time frame, again on 15-minute time frame, this is the lows of 13th of October. Since then we've probably had this as a 5-way structure, at least I've labeled that as one. And then the idea is that we had a 5-way structure here into A wave, a 3-way structure in here into B. We had yesterday, I pointed out a couple of different options for the one I had as a ABC, or Kotop had is as WXY, or one way or each other, or one of each other had the different count from there. Does not matter. The point is that we have the start here, end at these highs, and then we were looking for downwards pressure, and downwards we have had now, which is pretty good. The short is doing pretty well. I think I had it, let's see, 19.622. Let's see, where is that? 19.622 here. This was the entry for my short, and stop loss was this 1.618 here. Right? Yeah, because I was looking at this as a 3-way structure, and I did not want it to go to the 1.618 here. So yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. But yeah, this here is supposed to be a 5-way structure at the moment. Looks like the market's just opened and we are getting some redness here. The lowest low here on RSI is this one. It is still possible to say that we have this as a 5-way structure, although if we were looking at this closer on smaller time frames as well, this here is still the lowest. So it does not really make too much sense to have this as a 5-way, because again, we don't have any divergence between the 3rd and 5th here. So there is some kind of possibility that this is some kind of supposed to be some kind of leading diagonal, although there is no overlap here, so I'm hesitant to label it as one. We did have very odd looking wave 1 here as well. However, this is significantly smaller than the one that we had here. So yeah, having that said, I'm not quite sure what we're dealing with here at the moment. Again, the idea is that we would be looking for a C wave here. Maybe this is a double zigzag of some sort, and instead of this being an A wave, we would have something else. This definitely feels like a very good 3-way structure in here. So this is possibly 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, and then again 3 waves here. And now we would be getting the last leg of that 5th. So we would have some kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Again, we would not have overlap here, so I'm not really sure can I have this as an ABC structures in that 3rd. To me, I don't think that is too valid. We'll see how that goes. But again, the overall expectation would be taking out at least the lows of this A wave, and that would mean again taking out the current lows that we have to get some kind of divergence here happening before pivoting up higher. But of course, we can be just boosting off of these current lows and having this as a 5-way structure, and even creating a 3-way structure in here, and then again some kind of structure coming down. We'll see how this turns out. If this is going to be creating a structure like this, then I'm not quite sure how this is going to be placing each other, because if we are just eyeballing it here, 1.618 already 18.5k or 4k, that would go beyond the golden pocket here, which would mean that whatever this was most likely is not what we are looking for, at least for that C wave or the higher time frame B wave. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be looking proper anymore. So yeah, there's not really clear structure, at least for me, at this very odd looking structures overall. But yeah, those are the expectations I'm having at the moment. Looking for us to take out the A wave here at least. But I feel like that is pretty much all I want to share on Bitcoin at this very moment. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video. Bye bye.